Firm as well as company, they both denote a form of business organization. What it mean कि जब भी आपने एक बिजनेस करना है, बिजनेस क्या है? कोई भी ऐसी एक्टिविटी जिसका ऑब्जेक्टिव है प्रॉफिट जनरेट करना। अब जब आप वो बिजनेस एक्टिविटी को स्टार्ट करोगे, तो उसको स्टार्ट करने के कई सारे फॉर्म्स हो सकते हैं। तो वन ऑफ द मोस्ट कॉमन फॉर्म इज द प्रोप्राइटरशिप। प्रोप्राइटरशिप का मतलब क्या हुआ कि भाई एक सिंगल आदमी ने अपनी दुकान खोल ली। अब दुकान का मतलब ये नहीं कि आप रिटेलर हो, कोई भी बिजनेस जो आप अकेले शुरू कर रहे हो, आप सिंगल ओनर हो, सिंगल मैनेजर हो, सारा प्रॉफिट आपका, सारा लॉस आपका, खुद ही काम कर रहे हो, तो वो प्रोप्राइटरशिप है। बट समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस कि जितनी बिजनेस को चलाने के लिए कैपिटल की जरूरत है और जितने ह्यूमन एफर्ट्स की जरूरत है, तो दो चीजों की सबसे ज्यादा बड़ी रिक्वायरमेंट है, एक तो कैपिटल और एक लेबर। एज दे से कि भाई ये दोनों सबसे बड़े फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन है फॉर एवरी इकोनॉमिक एंटरप्राइज। अब लेबर तो आप लोग बाहर से इन्वॉल्व कर सकते हो, जहां पर आप लोगों को सैलरी देके जोड़ सकते हो। और जब आप किसी आउटसाइड लेबर को सैलरी देके जोड़ते हो, तो शायद उनमें वो मोटिवेशन नहीं होती। और दूसरी चीज है कैपिटल। अब लोग कहते हैं कैपिटल कम है, तो कोई बात नहीं, बाहर से फंड्स इकट्ठे कर लो और इंटरेस्ट दे दो। तो दोनों का सब्स्टिट्यूट है। अगर आप अपना पैसा लगाओगे कैपिटल फंड्स, और अगर कैपिटल शॉर्टेज है तो आप बाहर से लेकर आओगे डेब्ट, और उसके ऊपर क्या पे करोगे? इंटरेस्ट। सिमिलरली खुद का काम करोगे, प्रोप्राइटर सैलरी है, अपने आप काम कर रहे हो। लोगों को नौकरी पर रखोगे, एम्प्लॉयज, तो आपके ऊपर एक प्रॉब्लम आएगी कि आपको एम्प्लॉयज को क्या देनी पड़ेगी? सैलरी। तो when you start a proprietorship business and you feel that either the capital is short or labor is short, then you can arrange the debt or you can arrange the employees, but you will be under an obligation to pay interest and the salary, and they both kind of fixed expenditures increases your risk, and hence your operating leverage increases. And that is what prompts people कि हम अपने साथ और ओनर्स को जोड़ लें। और जब आप अपने साथ और ओनर्स को जोड़ते हो, तो बिजनेस के नई तरीके डेवलप होते हैं, जिन्हें हम लोग प्राइमरली क्या बोलना शुरू कर देते हैं? फर्म और कंपनी। तो जब आप बिजनेस की नई एंटिटी डेवलप करते हो, उसमें से एक है फर्म, विच इज गवर्न्ड बाय द पार्टनरशिप एक्ट 1932. And you may also talk about company, which is governed by the Companies Act 2013. And we will discuss the difference between the two, but the primary difference is the word body corporate. We can always say that company is a body corporate, whereas partnership is not a body corporate. So something which comes into existence by the application of the law is what you call body corporate. So proprietorship and the partnership, they both derive their existence physically from the presence of the members, that is the individuals, whereas the company will derive its existence by the application of the law. So once certain formalities are fulfilled as per the Companies Act, there comes into existence a body which is only existing in the eyes of the law, known as the company. So company is a legal person which with no physical presence. So it will be created legally and it will be closed legally. And that is why we don't say that the company is born. We will always say that the company is incorporated. And we never say that the company is closed. We say that the company is being wind up. Whereas when we talk of the word proprietorship and the partnership, they can always be created because they derive their existence with the existence of the individual. Only thing is that we can get themselves registered. There can be just a word registration which denotes that there is something which is existent, and that existent thing has been brought into the eyes of the law, that is, it has been registered, or it can work without being registered. So there is always a case where we can have registered or non registered firms or the proprietorships, whereas company is never a word non-registered because company will come into existence only after it has been incorporated. It means it has been created in the books of the law. So if I come into the first arena of the word firm, the firm is nothing. It is just a cluster of individuals which are sharing their capital and hence the profits and the losses in a predetermined, pre-agreed, पहले से निकाल रखा है और पहले से ही एग्री कर रखा है, predetermined pre-agreed रेशो। तो आपने पहले से डिसाइड कर रखा है कि कौन कितना पैसा लेकर आएगा, कौन क्या काम करेगा और उसके बदले में उसे कितना प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशो मिलेगा। बट यहाँ पर क्रूशियल पॉइंट क्या है कि फर्म की जो एग्जिस्टेंस है वो मेंबर्स के साथ। तो अगर एक पार्टनरशिप फर्म में स्टार्टिंग के पार्टनर्स यानी कि यहाँ पर जिसे प्रोप्राइटर बोला गया, मालिक बोला गया, ओनर बोला गया, यहाँ पर फर्म के अंदर जो ये क्लस्टर ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स है, इन क्लस्टर ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स को बोला गया पार्टनर्स। और इन पार्टनर्स के बीच में ये जो प्री डिटरमाइंड, प्री एग्रीड म्यूचुअल एग्रीमेंट है, इस म्यूचुअल एग्रीमेंट को बोला गया पार्टनरशिप डीड। So every partnership is governed by this partnership deed, and this partnership deed is partner specific. So once you create a partnership deed, let's say with three partners, and in future either one partner exits or another partner comes into existence, then we have to replace with the new deed. So there was a firm, original firm with the three partners, and once the partnership deed has been replaced, a new firm comes into existence. So what is happening? That the firm derives its identity from the partners. So we can say that there is no separate entity between firm and partner. And the firm will not have any legal identity in addition to the partners. So whatever the firm is, it is because of the partners, and whatever the partners are, they are because of the firm. So once you are a part of a firm, that is, you are a partner. So irrespective of, ideally, you will have a ratio to share the profit and loss. So ideally, what should happen that you will get the profit or the loss as per the ratio. But still, each partner has unlimited liability. What it denotes that if other partners, so this is in case of other partners being bankrupt, यानी कि अगर आप किसी फर्म में पार्टनर हो तो बाकी पार्टनर्स को अपना अपना शेयर पे करना है because they are sharing the profits and hence they should also share the losses. But if somehow other partners are not being traceable or they become bankrupt or they are not able to pay, then the partner who is traceable or is able to pay will be liable to pay not just the share of his own losses but to the whole debt of the firm because partnership is governed by the contract of agency. That is, each partner has to act as the agent of the other partners and also of the firm. So, when we talk of this word firm, there is three critical special characteristic that it is governed by the contract of agency, which binds each partner to the other partners and the firm. And due to this, there is unlimited liability. That is, each partner, irrespective of his share in the profit or the losses, is still liable to the whole losses of the business. And third, that there is no separate identity of the firm That is, the firm will derive the identity with the partners, and partners will derive the identity from the firm. And it means whenever there is a change in the partnership, or the partners may come and the go, and they will also change the identity of the firm. And hence, partnership creates a risky proposition as a business entity. And therefore, we have to look for an entity where this concept of unlimited liability should be taken off, and most importantly, there should be a distinct identity, because business should not be affected by the come and go of the members. जो owners हैं, जो partners हैं, they are like ट्रांसफरेबल. एक पार्टनर आज आया, एक पार्टनर आज चला गया. उससे अगर बिजनेस की आइडेंटिटी बार बार चेंज होती जाएगी, तो बिजनेस की गुडविल का एक्यूमुलेशन खराब हो जाएगा. तो हमें बिजनेस को यूनिक आइडेंटिटी देनी पड़ेगी. बिजनेस की आइडेंटिटी को बिजनेस के मेंबर से सेपरेट करना पड़ेगा. मेंबर्स आए जाएं, मेंबर्स रहें ना रहें, इनसे बिजनेस की आइडेंटिटी पे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ना चाहिए. सो व्हाट वी वांटेड इज the limited liability. It means each member must not be liable to the whole debts of the business, but instead, each member will be liable only to the extent of his share. Secondly, there must be separate or unique legal identity. It means the members may come, the members may go, but the business should go on, and it should not be affected. It should not be affected by the individual identity of the business, and also there should be an artificial judicial character of the business. It means the business should attain a legal personality in the eyes of the business. So in the case of the firm, in the case of the firm, whenever there was a judicial or any legal obligation, the name was of the firm, but the notice or the implication was for the partners personally. But in such cases, it should be in the name of the business, it should be in the name of the biz firm, and the partners or the members should not be affected personally. And hence, when we incorporated these three characteristics, we created the concept of the company. So, instead of making the amendments in the original law, a new law was taken care of, and which instigated the word company. And this case, Solomon versus Solomon and Company Limited, put the foundation stone for the creation of the word company, and hence the Companies Act 2013 came into play, which is a development of or an improvement of the Companies Act 1956. So now company is a more prevalent and more effective form of business where the individual deeds and the individual identity of the members are not affected, or we should say the company's deeds are not affecting the individuals, members, and vice versa. So, in the case of the company, the person who will incorporate the company, that is, fulfill all the formalities regarding the creation of the company, will be known as the promoter. Then the company will be owned by the person who will put up the money as capital, and they will be known as the equity holders or the equity shareholders, and they are also known as the members. And the persons who will run the company, they will be known as the directors or the word management. So what is happening, that in the case of proprietorship, the owner, that is a proprietor, he was the promoter, he was the owner, and he was the director. Similarly, in the case of the partnership firm, they created, so they were the promoter, they were the owner, and they were the director. So all the three different capacities were fulfilled by the similar people. But in a company, we have been classifying roles separately as per the expertise. So there is no demarcation that one person cannot fulfill all the three roles, but primarily the person who fulfills the role of creating the company is known as promoter. If he carries on and owns the shares of the company, then he may become the shareholder. And then, depending upon the voting patterns, they can either appoint a specialized director or one of the equity holders may also become the director. So, three different words will denote three different specialized roles, and all the directors, and normally there will be minimum two directors because the company can either be a private company or a public company, and in a private company there will be minimum two directors, in public company there will be minimum three directors. So normally we use the word board of directors. So the day-to-day management of the business is performed by the meetings of the board of directors, and it is overviewed by the meetings of the shareholders, which are known as the general meetings. So the company works in a professional way where the day-to-day activities of the business are taken care by the meetings of the board of directors, and the overall direction of the company is being given by the meetings of the shareholders known as the general meetings. Now, this was एक तरह से देखा जाए तो कंपनी और फर्म का एक कॉन्सेप्चुअल व्यू था। अब इसमें से डिटेल में तो बहुत कुछ है, बहुत कुछ बोला जा सकता है, बट अगर हल्का सा हिंट मैं आपके इनके टैक्सेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मैं दूं, तो कंपनी को जब हम लोग टैक्स पे करते हैं तो वी यूज द वर्ड कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स, जहां पर कंपनी के ऊपर कोई एग्जेम्पशन लिमिट एप्लीकेबल नहीं होती। कंपनी के ऊपर मैक्सिमम जो स्पेशल टैक्स लगता है वो 30% लगता है, और 30% टैक्स के बाद हमें सब्जेक्ट टू मिनिमम अल्टरनेट टैक्स लायबिलिटी लगती है, और यहाँ पर डिडक्शंस लगभग ना के बराबर हैं। जबकि अगर हम फर्म के अंदर, और यहाँ पर कंपनी को डिविडेंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन टैक्स भी देना पड़ता है। द कंपनी इज आल्सो सब्जेक्टेड टू डिविडेंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन टैक्स. So what is the key in the case of the company is that the company is subjected to the minimum alternate tax under section 115JA and 115JB, and it is also subjected to the dividend distribution tax, that is corporate dividend tax. Firm, on the other hand, also does not have any exemption limit, and it also enjoys a tax of 30% with no मैक्सिमम एग्जामिशन लिमिट। वो ऊपर लिखा हुआ है, दोबारा लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, और यहाँ पर कोई कॉरपोरेट डिविडेंड टैक्स नहीं है। तो टैक्सेबिलिटी के हिसाब से कोई बहुत बड़ा फर्क नहीं है, क्योंकि दोनों के ऊपर एक जैसे टैक्स के रेट्स हैं, एक जैसे एग्जामिशन लिमिट है। बट कंपनी की वर्किंग्स में, कंपनी की और फर्म की फॉर्मेलिटीज में, ऑपरेशनल डिस्क्लोजर्स में, अकाउंट्स मेंटेनेंस के अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा फर्क है। लेकिन कंपनी इज अ मच सेफर वे टू डू द बिजनेस, बिकॉज आप यहाँ नोटिस करेंगे कि कंपनी के साथ डिस्क्लोजर रिक्वायरमेंट्स बहुत ज़्यादा है। एक और चीज कि जब हम बात करते हैं फर्म की, तो फर्म का एक पैटर्न तो पार्टनरशिप एक्ट 1932 से शुरू हुआ। अब एक फर्म का एक नया डेवलपमेंट आ रहा है जिसे बोला गया एलएलपी। तो वी हैव एलएलपी एक्ट 2005। So we are now in the process of adapting all the characteristics of a company. क्या मतलब है इस बात का कि नॉर्मली जो प्रोफेशनल फर्म्स हैं, जो प्रोफेशनल एंटिटीज हैं, एडवोकेट, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स, they as per their professional requirements are disallowed to create a company. So they can either work as a proprietorship or as a professional firm. But working in a professional firm, or I should say working as a firm, always brings that risk of unlimited liability and mixed or no separate entity. And that is why it has been a long demand of the professionals to create a sort of legal identity and also limited liability. And that is why various characteristics of the company have been incorporated in the concept of the firm to arrive at the concept of LLP, which have allowed the professionals to convert their firms as the LLP, that is the limited liability partnership, which have allowed the professionals to work as LLP, thereby uh, underlining and using most of the benefits of company. And therefore, now the professionals are creating LLPs and having almost all the benefits of working as a company. So you will find that operationally companies are a much better uh, form to do the business with no much or no major changes in taxation, and with the scope of the minimum alternate tax increasing, and more firms and individuals are also falling into the purview of the minimum alternate tax, and therefore this difference of taxation in the case of company is not there anymore, and therefore more and more people are either shifting to work either as a LLP or as a company. And there is also a new concept where instead of creating a private company or a public company, a proprietorship can also create a one person company. That is, a single person can create a company for its personal purposes, or I should say कि आप कंपनी या फर्म बनाने के लिए पहले मिनिमम दो लोगों की जरूरत थी। तो अगर हम बोले कि फर्म के लिए मिनिमम दो और मैक्सिमम 20 लोग अलाउड थे, तो फर्म में मिनिमम दो और मैक्सिमम 20 लोग अलाउड थे। अगर एक बैंकिंग फर्म थी तो मैक्सिमम 10 लोग अलाउड थे। अगर कंपनी प्राइवेट थी तो मिनिमम दो और मैक्सिमम 200 अलाउड थे। और अगर एक पब्लिक कंपनी थी तो पब्लिक कंपनी में मिनिमम 7 और मैक्सिमम तो अनलिमिटेड लोग अलाउ थे। और अब एक वन पर्सन कंपनी का फॉर्मेट आया जिसके अंदर एक सिंगल पर्सन भी, लाइक अ प्रोप्राइटरशिप, जहां पर एक अकेला आदमी बिजनेस चला रहा है, वो ये सोचता था कि मैं फर्म प्राइवेट और पब्लिक किसी भी फॉर्मेट में शिफ्ट नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि ये सब में मिनिमम दो लोग चाहिए होते थे। बट एक नए कॉन्सेप्ट ओपीसी वन पर्सन कंपनी से, जहां एक सिंगल पर्सन भी कंपनी के फॉर्मेट में काम कर सकता है, तो दिस विंडो हैज नाउ बीन ओपन that a single proprietor can create an OPC and he can work and enjoy the benefits of working as a company. So we will advise that all businesses adopt this concept of LLP and LLP or company, so that they enjoy the benefits of legal identity and limited liability.